shit. My bike was good the entire time. But yeah, I've been going for a long, long time. And I'm back with the back again. And we are on our 100th interview. And this time I have something special because it's Rico Cassadine from Chasing Atlanta. Finally, I got him here. Mm, what's
What's
going on?
going on?
Suge Knight, what's going on?
What's up? I had to shave my head just for you. I wanted to look just like him just for you.
Where the code at?
See, I no, it's too hot to put on no big ass fur right now. So we just go. You gonna get the shirt and the bald head. It's hot out here.
That Georgia heat is something. I've never, when I stepped off that airplane and stepped out the airport, that shit hit me harder than a Final Destination death scene.
Cause baby, it's moist
I,
and hot, so it's extra hot.
it ain't even moist. I was like, I'm not going. I'm going back to New York as soon as possible, and I did. But
That's dry.
how are you doing though? We were supposed to do this. I was in Atlanta. We were supposed to do this like 3 months ago,
I know, right?
and we had some, a mishap.
A lot of mishaps. But I just been busy. I've been trying to stay busy. That's it.
Well, I'm
That's
glad I got you here because I can't wait to laugh because that's all you had me on the whole season. I'm not even in my whole interview persona right now. Like you literally had me laughing the entire time. I posted you like so many times out of everybody on the cast.
well, that's my natural behavior. Literally, I'm stupid. I'm silly. I'm always saying some dumb shit. That's just me naturally.
Mm-mm. So let's get into it because I've been waiting, I've been waiting, I've been waiting. So who is Rico Cassadine? Like where did Rico Cassadine come from and how did you come up with the name?
Okay, so Rico Cassadine is a mixture between my own stage persona and my regular self, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Um, Rico Cassadine came from the Cassadine family. Like I said in the show, I actually was a female impersonator. I was a drag queen for about 10 years.
I seen the
So
picture you put on TTB. You look good too.
thank you. So I basically, when I decided to stop doing that, I was like, well, I cannot just not be on the stage. The stage is something I love to do. I love performing. So I started acting and I started doing radio. And it led me into doing music. And then once I found my niche in music, it was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna keep the Cassadine name going because, like I said, my gay grandmother, she passed, and she was a very well known drag queen here in Atlanta and all over the state, basically. So
Tanisha
I was
Cassadine, right?
Tanisha Cassadine, and I was like, well, I
Sorry
want to
about
take
that.
it's life. It was a lot to deal with, but I mean, she was a very inspirational and very powerful woman. So she would be proud. I hope she would be proud of what I'm doing nowadays. But I wanted to take her name to another level, and I wanted to bring it mainstream, just like some of my other family members. So we just branched out from doing, the basic pageant and dressing up at the going to the show, and we said, let's take the name and actually make it mainstream and do what we actually want and make money off of it. So I decided to start. That's how I kept the name Rico Cassadine, and went after my dream.
Okay, okay. I think she is proud of you because you've accomplished a lot from what I've seen and what I've heard. Because I've been seeing, I just because I don't be in the comments don't mean that I'm not watching. Because how
Thank
do
you.
you think I bring up that Tanisha Cassadine? I pay attention.
Right, you know it then.
I pay attention. No. So how did you get into web series? Because I also know that you were on a show previously before Chasing Atlanta. So what show was that?
The web series or the web reality show. I did a lot.
Web reality.
I did Web Life Atlanta and I did The Circle Atlanta.
I've seen the Circle Atlanta a couple times. I don't watch Web Life.
Yeah, Web Life was very short lived. Rest in peace, Web Life. It was very short lived. But on Web Life, I actually got to meet the secretary, or what is the secretary guy that they talk about on Real Housewives of Atlanta, Antonio. Me and him actually got into it on Web Life. We were beefing on Web Life, but we cool now. The Circle Atlanta came about because I knew about the Circle New York, which is the jump ship, the franchise, the starter ship, and I met my what do they call it? My managers. I met them through watching the Circle New York. And when the Circle Atlanta opportunity came, I was like, yeah, hell yeah, I'm gonna jump on it because I love the Circle New York. It was short lived because I was pulled in the middle of filming because they filmed in like 2 weeks. So I was pulled in the middle of filming. I had to go perform up in New York. So I had to leave Atlanta to go to New York for about a week. So I didn't get to finish. And then Chasing Atlanta came about.
Okay. So chasing Atlanta. I don't even know where to start. So the first episode we didn't really get to see you. We weren't introduced to you until probably I want to say the sock event.
Yes, the sock
Correct me
event.
if I'm wrong, because this is so long ago. A lot of shit has happened in everybody's lives.
Yes,
Um,
I came in around the sock event. Funny story. I was supposed to be at
the
the
spa
what's that
day.
the spa day, but when that happened, I had contracted COVID. So I was out for like 2 weeks, and the spa event was actually the day after my last day of quarantining. So I was like on my last day of being quarantined, and I was hitting up Dario like, okay, well I can come film tomorrow, and he was like, no, give it some time. We're gonna let you wait it out, and I'm glad we did because I actually ended up having to go back to the hospital because I was dehydrated in a mug. I had lost like 15 pounds, 20 pounds in 2 weeks. So that was like 10 pounds a week. And I had ended up the next day having to go to the hospital and get IVs because I was dehydrated. But
Mm-mm.
the week after that was the sock event, so I got to make it to the sock event, and I was feeling all cute because I was wearing a medium. Bitch, you couldn't tell me nothing. A bitch had lost 20 pounds. I was cute, and and it was funny because I watched myself blow back up throughout the season. So I was like, God damn, I
You look
had
fine. Stop it.
but yeah, so that's why y'all met me in the sock event and not at the spa day because I was actually sick, and that was like the week of my birthday. So I spent my
Mm.
last year's birthday stuck in the house by myself quarantining.
Mm-mm. That's crazy. Um, so going into the soccer event, I remember almost everybody was there because I think Rico over the K wasn't there,
No,
Dominique wasn't there.
nope.
Child, imagine if they was there. Um, so going into the soccer event, what was you feeling? Like what were you thinking? Like, okay, this is my first time around the group. Like, how was that for you?
Well, during that time period was during the whole Wayne and Troy situation with the pictures that he posted. Well, I was sick at home, so I was just scrolling through Instagram, and I was like trying to get Wayne's attention, no shade, and it was my way of flirting with Wayne. So I was just liking stuff on Wayne's page, and just liking posts and stuff, and I wasn't really paying attention to what I was liking. And Oliver had texted me like, "Girl, why is you liking these posts on Wayne's page?" I was like, "Girl, cause I was just liking them. I didn't know what was going on." He was like, "Girl, just delete the like. Don't get caught, cause it's gonna be some mess." So when we got to the sock event, Troy had jumped in my DM before that, and he was like, "Do we have a problem? Is everything? Do we? I didn't think we had an issue." I'm like, "We ain't got no issue. I ain't know nothing about the pictures." I was like, so when we got to the sock event, my whole thing was I wanted to clarify with him. That was my biggest thing. I just wanted to talk to Troy, and I was about to say, "Well, girl, please just if you ever get it, just get to know me before you think I'm jumping on ships and stuff like that." It wasn't me trying to check him or nothing, but then
Mm-hmm.
Miss Drew jumped in my face and did all that extra shit.
Oh, I'm about to get
So,
into that real quick.
so going into the stock event, I was like catching up on all the tea. When I got there, it was Ike and Cameron, so they were catching me up on all the tea that I missed, and I was telling them about the Troy thing, and you know, Cam and Troy were having that issue at the time, so Cam was telling me this, and I was getting caught up on everything real quick at the sock event. So I drunk about 2 bottles of wine by myself before they got there because I was like, I got to be around these people.
Y'all better than me, cause I can't drink. I can't even get a shot.
Baby, I'm not a drinker, so if I'm drinking, that means I'm trying to loosen up because I know something. I know this is about to be interesting. So I was drinking, and then Willa came, and I was like, oh my god, who is her? I like Willa from jump. Willa came in there being loud, and I loved it. I was like, that's my type of people. So that was my first time meeting Willa. I met Drew at the first event they had. So, and it was my first time meeting Aaron. And Aaron, I already kind of knew because we met prior to filming. So it was interesting.
So Oliver broke the ice as usual
Good.
between Cameron and Troy, I believe, and
Mm-hmm.
then you guys go into a game. It was like a pick, pick the whatever y'all was doing, pick the questions out the hat. So Troy ended up picking up paper or whatever he picked up and it read a question, and I think the question said something about what was the question again?
That I
'Cause-
wrote.
yeah, because it was
No,
the one that he wrote.
Drew picked up
Hi,
the
Philly.
question, and it said, "What would you do if somebody jumped in your inbox with drama?"
Mm-mm. You know, I do remember that. Now it's coming back because I remember and then I remember her picking that out, and then I remember her just looking at you was like, "This is a shoe size question. This is a shoe size question." And then you were like, "If I wanted to ask him a fucking question, then let me ask him a fucking question." Then you got up and walked away. I was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, I had got because no, what they cut out was we had went back and forth for a good little minute. And the thing about me is I'm not gonna sit here and go back and forth with you for too long because my temper is very, very short. So when I got up and walked off, I literally got up and walked off, sat on the couch and started playing solitaire by myself because I was like, leave me the fuck alone because you don't want this smoke. Leave me alone. Just leave me alone.
Why didn't they get that on camera?
Baby, I had got up and was just started playing cards by myself. And I was like, just leave me alone. I don't want to argue with you. Please
I
just leave me
can't.
alone.
Because I remember when y'all was going back and forth, and this is one of my favorite scenes. You was like, "Now who are you to sit there and tell me what I get to do?" Because last time I checked, all my bitches stay out back, like the steak said out back, whatever Nicki Minaj said. I laughed at that. I was just like, you know
All my
what?
niggas outside state, bitch. We out bang. Who
Yep,
don't ever
all
bug
my
up
bitches
at
stay
me.
back. All my bitches stay outside. We out back. I remember that. I was just like, oh my
Bitch, I
god.
was
I
like,
remember when I first seen it, I was like, yeah, he gonna be one of my favorites, and you were. I said, yup. Every post I made, I was like, protect Rico Cassadine at all times because one thing I like about you was that you were yourself. Like I had, this season was definitely a tearjerker. Like seriously, it made me cry, it made me laugh, it made me mad, it made me aggravated. Like y'all did that, but I felt
yes.
like if you weren't in it with a couple other people, it would have been boring because you definitely brought the comedic relief that we needed out of all the people on the cast. I'm gonna just say it. And there's people that go on these shows that be trying too hard to be funny or try too hard to be down and you kind of just came in. It was just like the right recipe for it. So I'm like, you know what? Even though I may be aggravated at some of the shit that's going down right now, this gonna be a good ass season, and I was right. So then you walk off, you come back, y'all play another game, and then Wayne and Troy get into it,
Ooh,
and
yes.
then
They get
Willa puts a quarter on it, as she likes to say, and she basically was just trying to say like, because she said that Willa said on the interview that, and correct me if I'm wrong, when Troy tried to talk, everybody told him to pipe down and let Wayne speak. And then when Wayne was speaking, they just let him go. And then when Troy tried to speak, he was steady getting interrupted. So Willa had said, I hope y'all have the same energy for him because y'all jumping on him, but he gets to tell his side of the story. He can't. So that led into an argument between her and Ike. What was going through your mind the entire time when that was going down? Do you feel
I
like
was
Willow was in the
outside
wrong?
with
Do you feel like Ike was
Wayne.
in the wrong?
I was outside with Wayne when that happened. Cause okay, so what happened was after Wayne and Troy had got into it, they pulled Troy to the side upstairs, and Wayne walked out the door. So I walked outside with Wayne and went to the car, and me and Wayne was talking, and then. He was at the car smoking a cigarette, and we were literally just having a conversation. And he was like, "Rico, I'm about to go. I don't feel like doing this shit." And I was like, "Nah, Wayne, just it's being blown out of proportion. Just talk to the boy. Let the boy say what he gotta say." So while we were talking, Troy had bust outside crying. So me and Wayne was sitting at the car, and we was like, "The fuck?" When he started crying. So then Kendra and who else was with Kendra? It was Kendra and somebody else. Kendra walked outside, so I pulled Wayne over there, and then that's how they got the whole us sitting outside talking. And then all we heard was yelling in the background, and next thing you know, we saw Willa walking out the door, and that's when she hit Troy car.
Mm-mm.
So I didn't really get to see the first time I actually got to see what happened on the inside was watching the show. I didn't even know they had got like that inside.
Mm-mm. So that happens, and then moving on. Forgive me, because this was so long ago.
It
I'm trying to
was.
remember. After that scene, the next group scene that you guys have, and correct me if I'm wrong, is Troy's event, where the
Thank
highly
you. I'm sorry.
anticipated episode had happened. The highly anticipated episode everybody was waiting for because everybody wanted to know what is the problem between, or what was the problem between you and Dominique. So y'all do a performance. By the way, you did a great performance. Y'all all did. You know, congratulations on the song that you did with Ike. It's called Me.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I like that. I pay attention. So the events happening, mind you, Troy did a great job.
Yes.
It ended, and then we go outside. Dominique approaches you, and he's like, "What's tea?" And he's like, "It's a lovely night." He was like, "It's a lovely night. It's a lovely night." So you guys had this back and forth. You called him a dog groomer. He called you a big ass bitch. The last time I saw. Next thing I remember, I just remember you was like, "Oh no, bitch, you not gonna know." He goes down. Y'all start fighting. It went from Real Housewives to Mob Wives. Fuck Bad Girls Club. It went from Housewives to Mob Wives real quick. So do you feel like you were the Drita in the situation trying to fight a Karen?
um,
Dominique's not a Karen, but you get what I'm saying. If you get it.
I get what you're saying, but okay. So looking back, no, I can't even lie. I would have did it again, but I was gonna try to clean it up and say, well, maybe I wouldn't have did it. No, I would have did it. I can't even lie like that. That's not even happening. But um, all of us was going through something. You know what I'm saying? And I felt irritated because I felt like I was being picked on because that boy know I ain't say nothing about him or I ain't had no problem with him. But my issue really was why would you start something on somebody else's platform? That was my biggest problem. People misunderstand me when I get upset. I'm not upset about what you did. I'm upset about how you did it or when you did it. You get what I'm saying? I can understand you being everything being misunderstood and everything being not understanding and it be a misinterpretation. But my thing was it wouldn't have hurt for you just my biggest problem with people is instead of just taking your own interpretation of it, just come and ask me. You didn't know me. You hadn't really met me. But if you really had thought you heard something that I said Why not be a grown up and just be like, hey, production, let me have a sit down back and forth with this person and let me put it out what I heard. Why do you feel like you have to approach me aggressively like you were gonna check me or you was gonna come over there and prove a point like you some big and bad person? Like, no, no.
Okay, so I got a couple questions for you because this is all over a bomb situation. I'm gonna get to that later. Do you feel like, as a grown man, that you were wrong in that sense that you could have handled it a little bit differently or walked away?
Of course, I could have did plenty of different things, but I didn't. I handled it just like I would have handled it. I I don't take well to aggression. I don't, especially when you're approaching me about something that has been proven that wasn't true. Instead of just being an adult and saying my bad, I fucked up. You wanted to keep going and picking at the bear. And at that time, I thought you was playing in my face. I felt like you was playing in my face, and I felt like you wanted a reaction from me. And I gave you the reaction that you didn't know you was gonna get. But could I handle it differently? Sure. Did I? Hell no.
See, that's the one thing. You at least you own it. Because even I remember when Oliver was like, "Sister, didn't I tell you not to do that?" You was like, "You was right. You was
He
right.
did.
You was right. You was right. I was wrong. You was right." And then another thing I want to ask is now that you we everything has happened, and I'm not trying to create no new beef, but I nobody asked us at the reunion, and I don't know if TTB did. I don't know if they cut it out on the episode when Troy, Oliver, and Kendra were at the golf course. They accused, well, not they, but Troy had told Oliver that some people had thought or accused Oliver that he knew you brought the mace. And you already said that you got your you basically did that on your own. Oliver had nothing to do with it, which I personally think he had nothing to do with it. And if he did, honestly, we not gonna sit here and act like, you know, if it was the other way around with anybody, it would have been like, oh, we whooped her ass, oh, we did this and we did that, and that bitch got. Like, you already know how people are. You know what I'm saying? So Troy had admitted that he gave Dominique the go ahead to go talk to you. So did you find that out at the reunion? Was it talked about? And if not, how do you feel about it knowing now that Troy gave Dominique the go ahead to approach you, and Dominique took it instead of saying like this isn't the right time. This is my friend's event. Because everybody's grown. I don't care if you was drunk. I don't care if you wasn't. I even had asked you some questions that if you felt like you could have handled it differently, you owned up to what you did do, what you didn't do, what you could have done, and what you didn't do. So how do you feel about knowing that Troy didn't start it, but Troy basically gave Dominic the go ahead to approach you?
I really didn't care that Troy did. It still falls back on Dominique because you still the dummy that did it. You know what I'm saying? You still was the gullible person that said, "Let me go fuck with this boy that I don't know and see what happens."
Because I'm not gonna lie, when y'all was fighting, I do feel like Dominique could fight because he was throwing hits back, even though he was missing half the time.
The whole
I
time.
think you could fight too, but Dominique ain't no punk.
Oh, he
And I
not.
love me some Dominique. And I love
Oh,
me
he
some you,
not.
but it's got to be fair. But I kind of didn't even know Dominique had it in him. But
It's no shade. He was throwing licks. They didn't connect, but he was throwing them. I don't know who he was throwing them at, but he threw them. And I mean, he ain't no punk. I'm not sitting here saying, "Oh, I whooped his ass." It was a roll around, bitch. We tripped. We was on AstroTurf and I was in dress shoes, and I ripped them pants too. I was so glad they didn't catch that on camera.
mm-mm.
But I mean, it is what it is. But my thing is, nah, Dominique ain't no punk. I got mad respect for him because, bitch, even though you stood in that lie, you stood in that bullshit that you created, and I respect the fact that you took whatever came to you because of the bullshit you created. I respect him 100%. Be I, but I mean, he ain't no punk. The boy. If one of them hits would have connected, it probably would have been a little bit different. I probably would have had to really tear his ass up if one of them things connected. But I mean, it is what it is. I ain't. I ain't got no problem with him. You know what I'm saying? It was what it was. He see me, I see him, we see each other, and we stay where we at this point. I don't care to be friends with him. I don't want no parts. I don't want to be associated with him at all. Because if you're that gullible to fall for anything, I don't know what to expect from you from the future. So I don't see no friendship. Don't care for a friendship. And I mean, he stay over there, I stay over here.
Okay, okay, that's a good enough answer. I'm trying to piece everything together because I really haven't. It's been so long,
It
and the
really
season literally just ended because I've been watching other shows. Like I just came back from Boston for the Bad Boys Club reunion. I sprained my pinky. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, so it's that messy.
I wasn't swinging, so I try to stop a wet floor sign from coming my way. Well, my friend's way, but
What
y'all gonna
kind
see
of
on camera. Yeah, I was playing security girl, and security wasn't doing their job at all. Um, but speaking of, excuse me for a minute. So we go from that. What was the bomb? That's another thing I want to know. What the hell was the bomb?
it wasn't one.
So who brought this up? Like, was this just brought up for story time, or was this just brought up just
I guess
like
between
seriously?
them getting that pretend, them coming up with the idea of the text message and what could have been or what was supposed to be said, I think they created that. That's what I was about to say, that I slept with his man or something like that. And I guess that's what they thought was going to be the bomb. And come to find out, I ain't never met this man. I've only seen this man one time. I ain't know nothing about them people's relationship. So I think they just formulated that and, made that to be the bomb.
Mm-mm. So how did you feel after the fight? Like, do you feel? Well, you already had said that you felt you could have walked away. So moving forward, uh, I want to talk about the scene with you and Wayne where you had brought Wayne back to one of your old performances spots, your spots where you used to do drag. How was that letting Wayne inside of a personal side of you and letting us as viewers know another personal side of Rico?
I was actually nervous because a lot of people didn't know about my past. And I felt like if I didn't say something, somebody was going to try to use it against me. Or somebody was going to try to say I was trying to be something I wasn't, or trying to call me fake because I'm such a man. Portray myself to be such a man or a boy or a guy. And I used to wear wigs and dresses. And I was like, well, hold on now. Wait a minute. Let me go ahead and explain to these people what this was about and why I used to do this and how this came about, so people don't try to flip the story and make it whatever they want to be, because that's something that people do with when they find out information on you. They'll try to use it and flip it around and make it something that it wasn't. So I didn't want anybody to tarnish that part of my life. So I said, let me be the one to tell that and explain that story to everyone, because I don't want nobody to just come up with some fairy tale and fuck up my legacy.
I respect that. I respect that. So, did you and Wayne ever like get to know each other outside of the show? Like, were there really feelings there, or was it just for show?
Me and Wayne talk every other day. Even to this, I just talked to him yesterday, and he texted me this morning. Like, we talk every other day. We're really friends. We're really, really good friends. Wayne has a boyfriend, so me and Wayne just have a very good friendship.
Okay. So, fast forward, I want to talk about the sit down that you had with Drew. So, Ike has his photo shoot. He invites Drew, and he tells Drew that he invited you, but she didn't know. So you show up, she looks bamboozled,
But she knew.
and yeah, she started twitching. Um, which is a cute thing of Drew. It's not me making fun of her. So you sit down, you guys have this conversation, you guys have this back and forth, and you felt like she lied on you. Can you explain where your frustration was coming from?
The frustration was coming from the fact that she was trying to put two separate stories in one thing to confuse everybody else about why I was upset with her. She was trying to take a whole separate incident and include it into the whole dropping bomb situation. And that's why I was sitting there frustrated at the table, because I'm sitting here, I was really open to talk to you and listen to what you had to say, but you were flipping the story around and trying to maneuver it to make it seem like something else that it wasn't. So when you start trying to manipulate the situation, I was like, no, 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 no. That's not what we're going to do. We're here to talk about why you said I had a bomb to drop. Not what I said when we first sat down at a table and we met each other discussing what we thought the season was gonna be. That's not what the bomb was. You said I had a bomb to drop, not I had a conversation with you. That's not the whole situation. You're mixing the stories together, and you're trying to confuse the audience and confuse everybody and make it seem like I was lying. No, I'm not. Yes, we had a conversation, but that had nothing to do with the fact that you said that I had a bomb to drop.
Yeah, because when I watched it back, it was two different stories, and her story was mainly that she said that you said you had a problem with Dominique from the jump and you didn't like him. You were basically saying that there's no bomb to drop. What bomb are you talking about? Because that's igniting the fuel with me and Dominique. Like, I'm not on this. I had a problem with him. If I can remember correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, I remember you saying what I said was I met Dominique. He gave a sly type of first impression. And I said to Rico, if I had to have a trouble with anybody in the cast, it would be Dominique. But I don't have a problem with him for now. That's just the out of the ass type of imaginary thing. Because, maybe we could get along. Maybe I got a wrong reading. But I get where you were coming from and I get where she was coming from. But I just felt like it was just two different stories that just wasn't meshing well. So she gets up and walk away. And I remember somebody at the rooftop was yelling, and you were just like, I want to, but I was told not to. And then I
Right.
remember when y'all was going back and forth, and then she called Rico with a K, which y'all put that man through so much.
He put
So
himself
she,
in the middle of all this.
so she calls him and asks him a question, and you go, but you said that, da, 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 da. And I turned to Rico and I said, Rico, did I say that I had that bomb dropped to them? And I said, no, okay, thank you. And that's what I did. So the fact that you actually turned yourself around and was talking to in midair as if Rico was right there, I fell out my chair.
Let me tell
I'm
you.
like, I can't take him, and I know he's dead ass serious too, and that's why I can't.
I was dead ass. Let me tell you something funny about me. I was just telling this guy that I'm into the other day. I was telling him, I said, a funny thing is, bitch, I will have a full if shit ain't making sense to me, I will have a full-fledged conversation with I will say, look, hey, did you really say just what you thought you just said? Cause that ain't making no sense. I will fucking be like, whoa, whoa. Let me talk to myself for a second, because this ain't making no sense. So when she tried to overtalk Rico and try to fix him to say, I said, Rico, did I say that? I don't think I said that. I had to make sure within myself that's what happened. I'm
Mm-mm.
telling y'all, sometimes y'all gotta have a conversation with
She
yourselves.
did the
Things
same
be
thing.
clear.
Who was she talking to? Did she really get up and was she talking to production? Did she really talk to the poll and was like, I'm not lying. Like I
She
know I'm
was
not
really
lying.
talking. She was really talking to the pole. The
Y'all
protection
both
really
is one and the
was.
same some y'all both is
Baby, she
Drew's
really
funny
was talking
too.
to the pole. No shade. She really was.
That scene was a little funny though, even though y'all was being dead ass serious. But I'm just like, she talking to the poll and you just like, Rico, did I just say that? I'm like, and then you had the shades on and it was winter and y'all got cold on. I'm like, I said, this can't be real.
No, what happened was the reason why I had shades on. This is the funny story. I had just okay. So this was like at 10 o'clock in the morning, like 10:30 in the morning. I was working overnight at that time, so I had just got off work. That's why I had on I had on my security shirt and my security jacket.
I didn't
So
notice that.
So I took off the security shirt and I put on a shirt I had. I have to talk to myself out of sliding folks. Right, you gotta talk to yourself sometime. You
Like I
got
got
because
too much to
if
lose.
I had not had a conversation with myself, my hands probably would have got to moving. And like I told the lady that was upstairs, the lady upstairs said beat her. I said I would, but production told me to sit my fat ass down. So I'ma sit my fat ass down. Cause production told me and Dario, I promise you, he said before we start filming for the rest of the season, he said, Rico, don't pull out nothing or don't go across these people's room. I promise you, before every scene after the fight, and Dario said, don't pull out nothing and don't go across these people's room. I said, I'm not here. I'm okay, and Dario, I'm not here to fight.
See, I would wonder how this would play out. This is on Zeus Network, because he would say one thing, but Lamel and them would be like, "Yeah, do that."
That's why I can't go to no Zeus, because Zeus wants
You
you to
know,
go to
well,
jail.
Andario told me not to do it, but these people over here tell me to do it. I just don't know what to do. I'm about to just do what Rico wants to do at this point.
And Rico fight. Rico
Hmm.
don't want to fight. I'm as much as I'm about peace, love, and harmony. When you fuck with me, I promise you, and I'm getting better at it. I'm getting better at learning how to let things go. But usually, when I feel picked on, I ain't. I'm what you want to fight? You want to fight now, or you want to fight later?
Mm-mm. So, the cabin trip happens, and that was also one of the highly anticipated episodes that we were waiting to see. And you and Dominique actually have a sit down, and you guys talk.
Yeah.
And this is when y'all had the wigs on. So how did you feel about him and you having that conversation? Because from my perspective, I was just kind of giving it like, okay, Rico's kind of like actually trying to say his piece, and Dominique's just over here like, well, girl, I just feel like, okay, well, girl, and I'm just like, now if I was Rico, there would have been no breakfast at that table because I just feel like, and I love Dominique, I really do. Like, you know, I see myself in half of y'all. But I just feel like I know he was still mad that he got hit and then he got the mace thing. But my thing was just like, if I was him, I would have probably got my revenge right there. But this ain't Zeus. And Andario is, from what I've heard, is very professional. So, I get it. But I just felt like you were wanting to because most people that hit somebody first or feel like they won, they usually just be like, oh well, you know how people feel, oh, they feel like they won or they feel like they beat up somebody and oh well she can come to me, I ain't gonna come to her, or he can come to me, da da da. I could say that from my perspective, this is not me playing favoritism. You were kind of like trying to like, okay, let's really have a conversation because we already acted like straight fools, and it just kind of sounded like he just wasn't here for it, and I could see you getting aggravated. So you guys come to a common ground,
Did we?
at least at that point, because there's more to
Oh.
come. So how did you feel about that? Were you just like, okay, well, I'm gonna just fake it for right now, or were you just like, this ain't gonna end well, so I'm gonna just shut my mouth for now, and then when we get back to Atlanta, we'll just see what happens.
I actually thought it was good. I actually thought we were okay. I didn't know until we watched it that he was pretending to just did it and he still had an issue. I really actually was trying to let it go. That's how I am. If it's a problem, it's a misunderstanding, and things got out of hand, I own up to it, and then I'll try to make things better because it was like it's not that serious. I do apologize. It was a fucked up thing for me to do to put my hands on you. Nobody should ever put their hands on nobody. Um, so okay, now we got an opportunity to actually get to know each other and kind of figure out where things went left. But oh no, Miss Thing still want to smoke. So my daughter had smoke, so I had to let my daughter blow that smoke out.
Why you
So
calling him your daughter?
that's her rap song, "Smoke."
He look cute as hell in that video. I ain't even gonna lie. Is he single now?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm about to mingle because mm, I can handle that attitude. But that's either here or there. Um, so the cabin trip, there were some things that happened. Y'all went to the store. No, when y'all first got there, Willa had a mishap, and Oliver thought it was for him, and then y'all go to the store. How was all that? And how were you feeling? Was everybody? What time did y'all get there? Did y'all get there late at night, like at 3 a.m.? Because black people, we get on the road and then we supposed to be somewhere at a certain time. We don't get there till after 12 and 1 o'clock. And then
We were
once we get
supposed
in
to
somewhere, we getting ready to go to bed. Like,
we were supposed to be there by 6. Me and Oliver pulled up at 7 because we didn't know we went the fucking long way. We went up the mountains. So when we got there, it had just got dark. Like it was 7 o'clock. So it had just got dark. So we were just like 30 minutes late. But it was Oliver's fault. You know, Oliver always late. I love my sister dearly, but she always late. So
but didn't y'all go? Didn't y'all come together?
yeah, I had to wait to pick her up.
So she,
When
I
I
feel
went
like
to go pick
Oliver,
her up, she wasn't done packing.
I feel like Oliver purposely just be showing up late because then he show up late to his birthday party too. Black people, I'm guilty of it. Um, I get it though, because you want to be the last person there to see who's gonna be there, who's there. So you're like, okay, turn this car back around. We're gonna get our own shit. So I understand what Oliver was doing, and I don't really blame him. So y'all get there, y'all go to the store. How was going to the Walmart? Was it fun?
It was funny as fuck. We were all sitting in there. This is the first time we all had been together and we just acted like we were okay with each other. The people who didn't fuck with each other, we ain't tired. I ended up speaking to Troy a little bit more on the retreat. You know, but before then, me and Troy didn't really talk. You know, I talked to Willa. I wasn't fucking with Drew. So the retreat is when it started getting real mixy. Like we were just like, okay, y'all, we stressed out. Let's just give it a break. Let's pause the drama for a minute and let's do what we need to do, and then we can figure all this out, other shit out tomorrow. So it actually was fun.
Mm-mm. So the next day, that's actually the day that y'all had a conversation. Yeah. So I kind
That
of went a little bit
morning,
mixy. So that dinner, some shit happened between Jay Moore and Cameron. What was going through your mind when that whole shit was happening?
baby, cause y'all heard, I love my friend Jay dearly, but I was like, could you hurry up and get to the point? Cause in our heads we was like, you going around the circle, and we don't know why you mad for real, for real. So we started trying to break down everything he was saying. So we was like, okay, so you mad because you felt disrespected. Okay, so it's about respect. So that's when you see me say, okay, so now we know you want respect. What does respect look like for you? We were trying to get him to get to the point, cause bitch, we were ready to go.
Right. So Willa and Oliver kind of had a little back and forth because Willa had kind of confronted Oliver about him always bringing up drama. How did you feel about that?
I thought it was funny as fuck because we all have said that. We all say that Oliver played when Oliver's little games or whatever his little icebreakers be or whatever, whatever. It always ends up being something. We didn't say. I didn't think she was saying he was. Well, she did say messy, but I thought she was being funny. I thought it was hilarious. You hear me laughing when she did it. So that's why I was like, girl, now that's how you get a bitch together. I love my sister dearly, but your games do be starting shit.
But you know what it is though? Willa's right. However, I feel like with Oliver, I feel like it's because I remember when I was on TTV and I remember some of the people on there were saying like Oliver's breaking the ice because everybody else is not scared to. But when people should be having a conversation, whether it's off camera or on camera, but y'all filming a show. So it was brought on camera, might as well be talked about on camera business wise. So it's like, example, when he brought up the whole Wayne thing, he was kind of sticking up for Troy because the last time that they got together, they kind of came at Wayne and he just got up and left. So Oliver's kind of taking up for Troy, but it's just kind of like y'all here, and it's just like everybody got so much to say on social media, but then when we hear, it's just like,
Because the one thing he did say is that he doesn't control how somebody reacts to something. That's true. He doesn't. But by you bringing up that question, you don't know how somebody's gonna react. Maybe I didn't want to talk about it. Maybe at that point I wasn't ready to speak upon it at that moment in time. Maybe I would have talked about it later on when I felt like it. But by putting me in that situation to where I have to speak on something because now you done brought it to the camera and we're forced to talk about it, I'm forced to either deal with it or deal with it in a way that you don't know might happen. So by you forcing me to talk about something I don't want to talk about right now, you don't know what kind of reaction I would get. So I can see how people feel like it's messy because you're forcing me to have a conversation that I wasn't ready to have at this point in time. But I get it. We're filming a TV show, so we do have to have these conversations. But I do feel like it should be on the two people's terms, not being forced to have to
That too.
answer questions that will
That
start
too.
something.
That
So
too.
you saying in one breath you're saying you don't have control over how somebody reacts, but if they're not ready to have that conversation, your questions jump starts their emotions. But then again, we do have to film a TV show, so those questions are needed, whether we want to talk about it then or not. We're here now, so somebody has to bring those questions up. So it's playing it's a back. It's like a sword. It's a two-sided sword. You win, or you can't win and you can't lose because at the end of the day, we're filming a reality TV show, and somebody got to be the one to get the shit going.
Right. So later that night, yeah, I did like games, yeah, I did activities and stuff, and some stuff we didn't get to see. Now I want to talk about because I noticed it was you, Willa, Troy, and I don't know who the fourth person was. I forgot. I want to say it was Jay and Moore. Y'all all got into a formation, and I just remember seeing never should have kissed you, never made that call. I told myself in love I shouldn't fall. Would have made a pleasure just to know your name. Ooh, look at me, silly me. Now I'm back in love again. Which member was you?
I was Candy.
Well, she got the coin, so.
Right.
But
You didn't see my red wheel. I was Candy. I was sitting back there like,
I was just like, I heard an escape song. I was like, "Do you want to?" Like I want. I said they really sitting here doing this.
yes, we was, and
I was into it. I'm like,
we
you
did a
know
lot of
what?
them too.
And then Willa just going in. I'm like, you know what?
I wish they would have got
Y'all had
tonight when we did
y'all had the
tonight.
best
That
season.
was
Like
my
I'm
shit.
sorry, this season beats out season three because season three was one of the best seasons, but this was by far the best seasons because this season that and y'all. Mm,
I
I
feel
don't know.
like
I had to
this
rewind that back
season.
like two times.
I feel like this season was so relatable because there wasn't so many pretentious people this season. It wasn't so many people that were like, "Oh, I'm better than this, and I'm grand, and I got money." Nah, we like, nah, nigga, we really chasing. It wasn't because not to say the other season had cast members that already made it, felt like they already made it, and were very grand, and they were very, the Power of Three was very grand. They were very, we're above this, we got everything. You know what I'm saying? This season brought it back down, like brought all the egos down. There were no real egos this season. There were no we the stars. Nobody was the star. Everybody was like telling a real story. It wasn't like we were trying to put on or try to make it seem like we were this and I work with this. Oh, no,
Cause a lot of boys be doing that on these websites. A lot of them be doing that,
right.
and I follow some of them, and some of them is actually doing stuff, but it's just like, okay, we get it. Like we don't like you ain't paying my bills over here. Like at the same point, we all are, as King of Reeds likes to say. I don't know if you watch King of Reeds, Justin. We all struggling over the boot of capitalism. We all are
Right.
struggling with inflation. We got so many pandemics going on. We got monkeypox. We got COVID that ain't going no fucking where. We got inflation. We got all these white people with the capitalism on our necks. We got bills. Gas prices is doing the hula hoop up and down. So it's like I don't really care for what credentials you have because one quick bag can just go like that. And who's to say that you're getting paid over $500?
So I feel like this season, a lot of the people that were featured this year were very grounded and very relatable
And
because
everybody was working.
yeah, we
Y'all was giving
actually
LA
were
a run for their
grinding,
money.
huh?
Y'all was giving LA a run for their money because LA they be working, especially for their first season. And this season they just started, but this season y'all was giving LA a run for their money. Like, all right, LA, y'all gonna top that?
Right. And I feel like I'm excited because I really liked what we presented this year. It was very real, it was very raw, and it was very in your face, and it was very relatable. Like, we dealt with death, we dealt with branding, we dealt with rebuilding, we dealt with lost friendships, we dealt with trying to build bridges, mend bridges, burning bridges. We had a good fight. We had a good some good reads. It was a well-rounded show because of the fact that everybody was real and relatable this season. There weren't too many, oh girl, I'm above all this type girls this go round.
Yeah, Chasing Reality needs to be on TV1 or VH1 because y'all getting views. Like y'all getting views, and Candy, she watches the show. I mean, who to know? I mean, who gave Mondario the rights to play that damn song? So I know she hit y'all up trying to, sign y'all to her Candy Entertainment deal, but you
I know
know,
one thing. I know Coco from SWV followed me from the show.
see, there you go. See, that's a plus one. You know, there's some people that I follow. I mean, that's not important, but see, there's a go. That's the one thing I like about Chasing. That's the only show besides I could say G Status at the time of its momentum, and then coming back around. I feel like those two shows really, besides the come up, really bring out the best in people, and you can really benefit from those shows. A lot of people want to really go on Zeus and all this other stuff, which I'm not knocking that. But my thing is like, I have this thing where it's like, and I don't know if y'all paid attention to my panel because I preach about this shit all the time because nobody else is saying this. Going on platforms, you want to go on platforms nowadays that's going to benefit you not 2 years, 3 years, 5 years from now, but it's going to benefit you for half your life coming with revenue, connections, opportunities. Because especially for black folks, it's hard to break in these industries. So I love the fact that Ondario, KL, Karan, Q, the people that produced On the Way Up Atlanta, the people that produced The Circle, gave everybody a platform to stand on.
Yes.
And y'all getting views. Like y'all the number one show on the website. And the fact that Ondario and everybody else behind the Chasing Reality production, no one's really giving them their flowers but me and a couple other people. And I just feel like Ondario should have been picked up after season 2. And I hope I don't know if Andario's in the middle of an interview right now, so but if he gets to see this, I really want him to keep going. And it's not just him. KL needs to keep going. Karan, I told Karan to his face, you need to keep going because Zeus ain't the only network out there. There's other
Mm-hmm.
networks. I don't know why everybody keep thinking Zeus is just the number one thing, and then they get off and they want to cry victim. Y'all knew what the fuck it was when you signed up, but that's neither here or there. But you know, chasing reality has definitely been my type of cup of tea. Like, if I ain't got nothing to watch, I'm gonna go watch Chasing Atlanta, Chasing LA, Chasing Atlanta and LA. No shade to Dallas, but you know, um,
Which is rebooting itself, so
I
don't
know,
count
and
it out.
I'm not counting it out. But so at the cabin trip, you guys have this kumbaya session. And that kind of made me come a little bit to tears because you guys were brave enough and y'all had the balls to open up your personal lives, your personal going throughs to the world, and you didn't have to do that. And I remember you opened up about yourself, and I remember going on the interview you did with TTB. You opened up about your grandmother and all that, and your situation. Which, by the way, it is no problem. Let me put this out there because nobody has said this. There's nothing wrong with living with your parents, especially with everything that I just named that we're going through, especially as black folks. I don't blame nobody for living with their parents. I'm still living with mine, and I'm 24. I ain't even hit 25 yet. I can't afford, and I'm gonna say it loud and proud. I'm from New York State. It's too fucking expensive here. Okay,
Yeah, nah.
we all got bills. We all got student loans. We all capitalism's on our necks, as King of Reeds like to say. The whole living shaming and all this other stuff has got to stop. Cause who knows what these girls and what these boys are doing to get some a quick buck to pay their lights, keep the lights on. Cause I noticed some people were living shaming and saying that you were still living with your mom and that this person was homeless and that person was that. Everybody life ain't always grand. So that was an emotional scene for everybody. And I remember when Drew was going through her thing, and at this point you two had made up, which I'm glad. And I remember you were telling Drew in the drag scene they will try to break you down, and don't you let them. And you kept saying it, don't you let them. And that was encouraging. So what was going through your mind? What made you want to uplift her and say that?
I mean, listening to her story was kind of the story that I went through when I was going through that journey in my life. I mean, I had every door closed in my face. I was called a joke. I was made fun of, told that I wasn't wanted at this bar and that bar. I had to break down doors and do it my own, start my own show, get my own audience, do all that kind of stuff. I had to do what she's doing. I had to fight to be taken serious. And the one thing I can say about Atlanta, and especially Atlanta in the drag scene, it's a make or break thing. Either it'll make you or break you, and you can't let it break you because if that's something that you really want, you really are going to have to fight tooth and nail to be taken seriously in this city. This city does not support very easily. And that's even to this day, even with my music, the city still is not as supportive as it would be to other artists that don't live in Atlanta. But
Because
I
it's
mean, I see,
jealousy.
huh?
It's jealousy.
Not
Because it's like
jealousy.
people, it's not just jealousy. It's because it's like I don't know you from a hole in the wall. I kind of do now as I'm getting talking to you now, but we don't have a personal relationship. Outside of this, I wouldn't mind having a personal relationship, but watching y'all on TV, I don't know none of y'all from a hole in the wall, except for like one person. But it's kind of like, okay, he's on a show that's getting millions and millions of views. He's getting seen. He's getting put on. Versus if I was in Atlanta and I just seen you and I kind of knew you, it's just like, okay, if you ain't got no song or stand next to Chris Brown, it doesn't make me want to view you. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like once you do get a song with Chris Brown, it's like, oh Rico, we go way back to the sandbox. That's my girl. Like da da da. And it's just like, bitch, you paid me
Didn't even
dust.
fuck with me. You didn't even play my music.
Girl.
So but that's like the drag world. It's the same thing in Atlanta. It's nobody's gonna fuck with you until you stuck somebody with a name starts putting their stamp on you, which
Mm-mm.
sucks, but it is, and it can de- it can make you not want to do it. Deter. That's what I was trying to say. It can deter you from trying to do something. But I had to tell her if this is what you wanted to do, if you really want to be a performer, girl, it's gonna be like this. People gonna take you down left and right, talk about you left and right. But the only thing you can do is take notes, change what you think you need to change, and grow.
Right. So the last scene was a sit down between all of y'all. And first of all, going back to the Memphis trip run last time, y'all went to the fair. How was that?
I didn't go. Okay, so are you
Why?
talking? No, when we went to go to the moonshine place.
That was yeah. I think that was a scene where Jay and Moore had admitted that him and Kim was fucking, and y'all went out to eat.
Yes, that was fun. I had fun there. But the funny thing is, and they missed it, and they forgot to come get me and Wayne had snuck off while everybody was tasting moonshine. we snuck off and we were hanging out with each other. Cause funny story, I had lost my ID before the trip, so I really couldn't do the moonshine tasting because they had to check your ID, and I didn't have my ID. So yeah, I was driving around without a license, but I ain't get caught, so we were good. So that's the real reason why y'all didn't see me take doing the taste test because I ain't have my ID on me, so I couldn't.
You
So
got your
me and
ID
what?
now, though, right?
Huh?
You got a new ID now, right?
Of course, I got an ID
Okay.
and I got me a motherfucker my driver's license and an ID card. So if I lose anything, I'm good. But me and Wayne duck off and we went, sightseeing by ourselves and talking and he was asking me he really the scene that we did in the bedroom was literally us redoing what we did when we walked off. They didn't film it, but they wanted to catch the conversation that we had. So the only new thing that was added from the conversation that we had at the park, from the conversation that we had in the bedroom was I had found out, well, I've been on, but Jay had told everybody that him and Cam was fucking. So when I told Wayne about it, that was the first time Wayne heard about it. So Wayne's reaction was literally his reaction. He was surprised as shit when he found out that those two were fucking because his first question literally was, "Well, who was topping who?" That's literally what he said when he
Mm-mm.
first found out about it. So, but I had a good time. I really did enjoy the mountains. I had a
Because
great
I
time.
remember when you went there, you was like, I'm not in no drama. I don't want to be in that. And then you walked and you was like, okay, well, the two bitches I ain't really feeling here is here, but I get to room away.
Right. I was happy. Me and Wayne got to share. I was sharing a bed with Wayne. Wayne talked about to go sleep on the cot. Bitch, if anybody was gonna go sleep on that cot in that bed, it was gonna be you, not me.
Did you
So I
did
told
you
him, huh?
did you sneak in? I'm sorry. Did you sneak anybody going to people's rooms and smashing? Did you hear something? Like did you peek out there and be like, oh, who going to who room tonight?
I didn't peek out of nobody's room because I was having too much fun in my own damn room. Me and Wayne was sitting in the bed watching movies all night. So we were sitting in, we were cool, we were chilling.
Mm-mm. So it was giving baddie south,
Very much so.
except nobody got hit in the sink or almost.
Yeah, oh well, yeah, nobody got hit. Nobody to be fair, that was the one time we were together for 4 days and nobody actually well, I take that back. But nobody got to the point where they wanted to hit nobody. And I stayed high the whole time. Literally, I said I came there to drink liquor and smoke weed and enjoy myself for the whole weekend.
While I get to room away.
While rooming with Wayne. I was in heaven. I was having a great time.
I know you was. So Jay Moore's fashion event, how was that? Because I
I
think
didn't
he
get
did
to
a
go.
phenomenal job. You didn't
I was in
go?
New York. I was in New York. I had a booking in New York, so I had to leave to go to New York. While they went when he did the fashion shoot.
Oh, okay.
I got back when we had that meeting with Oliver and the whole Troy Owen White J Money came out. That's when I got back.
How was that? How was that? Like, what was going through your mind? Because they was sitting there and they was going at it, and this had nothing to do with you. And I know you was
Exactly.
probably like, thank God for once. But
Right. I was like,
I
oh,
want
okay, this
your
ain't got shit to do with me. Let me enjoy myself. That's why you saw me in the back going like this.
and I remember you was in the green screen like, oh, now this some shit right here,
It's
Jay.
some
You done
good
got yourself
shit.
into some shit. And I fell out my chair. I fell out my chair too many times with you. You
I
like, oh
said,
shit,
what
now
I
ain't this
say?
some
I
shit
said,
right here?
why you
This
sitting here
is
worried about my booch cat? You need to be worried about getting your money.
mm-mm.
But
So
I was thoroughly enjoying the conversation. It was thoroughly entertaining.
what did you get out of that? Because my perfection was just like, this is how I feel, and this is a conversation for Jay Moore when I talk to him. I feel like, and this is not me being disrespectful, this is just me going based off of what y'all have shown as grown ass people and putting two and two together. I feel like Jay Moore, I don't want to say used Cameron, but it looked like he kind of used him, flipped him to go on this side with the popular girls, and then the popular girls flipped on him constantly, and now he feels some type of way. That's how I feel like it looked because I just felt like, Cameron did what he did, but it really wasn't that big of a deal, and you knew that it was coming. So why would you make a big scene out of nothing and throw the only person? I don't know if Cameron, because Cameron never told me, but I don't think Cameron got Jay on the show or put him on. But I do feel like him being attached to Cameron did shed a little light on him for Dario to say, okay, because he did say he tried out for the show before and he got declined. Then he does it again, but this time he's friends because I ain't fucking nobody that I don't know like that. He was with his friend and now he got on the show. But now he's in with the girls and now he kind of flipped on him to go be with the popular girl, but then they overturned on him and now it's like that's what it was given. So what was your perspective? Was you thinking what I was just saying or would you think in a different way?
I saw it a different way because, to be fair, Jay and Cameron weren't really technically friends. They just knew each other. How did Shamia say it? They were friendly. They weren't friends. They were friendly. Um, I don't know how that situation went. All I do know is, yeah, what ended up happening with them in the end, with them falling out with Jay, I could see how it came off flip floppy. So
Hmm.
that part I can say I can feel where you coming from. But I really like that whole situation was weird to me in the beginning anyway. Cause I as a viewer watching the show, I was like, I don't even remember none of this going down like this. But okay.
Sorry. Yeah, so that was really weird. I mean, I could be wrong because that's a conversation for me and Jay, but I'm just asking you because you was there, and I kind of because me I'm kind of somebody who's open to just not staying in what Safion thinks because Safion wasn't there, but I'm more also a person that's open to more opinions and more so of oh. Okay. For example, like when I was at the reunion, I know some shit behind the scene a little bit, and I before I spoke with both groups before shit started popping off, and I felt like the other group was wrong because of how they orchestrated that whole setup.
Hmm.
So when I was on the phone with somebody who was talking about it, who also is an insider of the same group, I was in tune with some things that I kind of missed out because I was in my feelings about not really in my feelings, but because when you feel bad about something, it's just like damn. But you feel bad about something, you're just like now when someone's kind of put in a different perspective, it's like, oh, I missed that. Oh, okay. So that's what I kind of got from this. I was like, okay. So I may could have missed something because once again, I'm not involved, and
Hmm.
I'm just like, okay, you know what? Maybe I'm not gonna, I don't harp on people's situations. I just give my opinion, just move on. Sometimes I don't give an opinion because I don't give a fuck, but I'm just asking you because you was there and your different opinion could probably be like, okay, well maybe I missed that, and I do see where you're coming from. Now that changes the perspective a little bit on how I see it now, but I still stand on what I said.
I mean, and it could very much so have been slightly a mix of all of it. You get what I'm saying? I mean, but from what to be fair, watching it back, I really didn't even know when the tide shift because I really didn't know it was a Fabulous Five until I watched the show. I just knew they were hanging out, and me, Cam, Ike, Aaron. Aaron was hanging out with both sides, but me, Cam, Ike, and Wayne and Kendra, we were all hanging tough, and Oliver, we were all hanging tough. So we just thought that it was just we rather film with them and they rather film with each other.
Mm-mm. So then that season ends, and then a reunion comes, and then when the reunion comes, you and Dominique are going back and forth. Why are you and Dominique going back and forth if you already made up? Like, what happened between then and now?
But he said it so clearly that we didn't make up. He just said that shit just to say it. That's what pissed me off. Why did you waste my damn time
I forgot he
pretending
did
like
say
you were
that.
why you were pretending like you wanted to actually make up shit when see I don't like fake shit. If I say I'm gonna try to build something with you, I'm gonna try to build something with you. But when you're sitting there plotting Cause that just sounds like you were plotting on something by saying, "Oh, well, I didn't really mean it. I just said it to get you out my face." So what would have happened if I actually tried to pursue a friendship with you? At some point in time, your true intentions will gonna show. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
Plus, I ain't like that smoke record. Why would you? And he talking about some. Well, you did a this. Yeah, but I did a this way before we made up. I thought after we made up, everything was good. But then you want to throw a diss record out after we make up. So obviously everything wasn't still good if you still felt the need to record a diss record to put in the showcase. Because when we were told we were doing the showcase, that was 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks before we started filming the showcase. The retreat had already happened. So you had 3 weeks after the retreat to write this diss record, which means to me you didn't mean what you said at the retreat if you still wanted to make a diss record. So okay, girl, it's on. You wasted my time. You tried to make me look stupid. So stop playing in my face. Once again, you played in my face. So I'm gonna play in your face all at that reunion. And bitch, I had Nintendo, I had Sega Genesis, I had Nerf ball that ass the entire motherfucking reunion.
I don't know. I was just like, is y'all gonna get up and fight again or not? But
No, because I there was a police officer standing right behind me, and I told her in one of the film
really,
in
I
one of
didn't
the
see
shots,
one.
you don't see her because she was standing off on the edge. But I turned to her. They had cut and went to Dominique, but I had turned. I said, "Look, if I get up, just let me pop her, and I will walk right over to you. Don't bum rush me. Don't come at me. Don't pull me. Don't tackle me. I'm gonna hit her and come right over there to you." That's exactly what I told the security guard while I was sitting there.
Mm-mm. So security guard was there. Why y'all? I mean, I don't condone y'all fighting, but if y'all wanted to fight, why y'all ain't just fight right there, or at least pull each other hair?
Because we signed a contract that if we broke anything in that building, we had to pay for the entire rental.
See, I know how to get. I know how to throw down and not break shit, unless I pick it up and do it
Mm-mm.
myself.
The way they had everything set up, anything you knocked over could break. And I was like, nope, I'm not paying for nothing. Anything that broke, we were responsible to pay the whole venue. So if we would have broke one of them little flower
Oh, the
pots,
whole venue.
yes, if we would have broke one of them little flower pots sitting on that table, we would have had to pay for the entire rental.
Oh yeah, I wasn't. I mean, well, Willa didn't give a fuck because she was
Willa
just
stayed in
going
her seat.
off.
Willa stayed in her
But she
seat.
did. She did stay in her seat.
Willa pointed that finger and she leaned forward, but she stayed in that seat. We all knew what we was up against, bitch. And if we had gotten up out of that seat and went across, one thing, two things was gonna happen. The security guard said she was going to mace. She had bear mace. She had real mace. So she was going to mace and tackle. And then on top of that, bitch, them curtains was rented. That was a design a catering not a catering company, but a decorative company that came in and did that. So if you would have got Mason anything in that, you paying for everything. So we stayed in our seats. I wasn't paying for that. I wasn't paying for that day.
Mm-mm. So I'm just like, why y'all going back and forth? And it was just like, okay, y'all don't even got to fight, but it's just like, what is y'all arguing about? I mean, you just told me now, but back then I'm just like, it don't even matter who started. It's just like, I don't know if y'all was just doing this for show. Like, okay, let's just, because we were the highlight of the season, so let's just real quick or whatever.
No,
But
I
now
was
that
really
you,
mad all over again. I was mad. Cause she had tried. Plus, she had said little slick stuff leading up to the reunion. So I was still hearing slick stuff coming out of her mouth and seeing stuff. So at the reunion, I was like, okay, bitch, let me motherfucker tell your little punk ass something else. Excuse my language. Let me tell you something now, bitch. Leave me alone. Stop bothering me and stop talking about me. Or we gonna have to run. You gonna have to run me another fade. That's how it was. It was one or two options.
mm,
Just let it be. Cause girl, you was wrong. You was dead ass wrong. You lied on me. Your man left you. You shouldn't have bothered me. I ain't had nothing to do with your man. That's what was good. And that's kind of what Wayne said too. But in my head, that's what I was kind of feeling like. All this shit you caused all this season, where I could have actually did something and focused on something else, but I had to sit here and argue with your ass because you insecure and you a little child and you want to sit here and blame everything else on everybody else, but you don't want to focus on your motherfucking issues by your damn self and find out why you so miserable in life and why you so mean for no fucking reason. I had to deal with all that, and I ain't even know you. So I was pissed that I had to waste the whole year arguing about some a lie that somebody tried to put on me. Don't put nobody on me. I don't have no problem saying who I slept with. So don't sit here and try to put a body on me that I ain't claiming. Now the body that they were trying to put on me, I don't mind. But I ain't claiming nobody that I ain't slept with.
Mm-mm. So I forgot to ask you, how was Chasing the Beat? Like, how was that filming it?
It was fun. It literally was fun. It was and me and Troy actually got to really know each other while doing Chasing the Beat, because I got to bring him to the studio, have him work in the studio, meet my producer, and Troy actually is very smart and quick witted in the studio. Like, he's very good on the mic, so it was very fun.
Right, because you guys did a great job. Y'all all, I really wish Kendra and Wayne was there. They deserve to be there, but next time, it's just unfortunate. But y'all really did a great job. They should make a little series out of that, honestly. But
I said the same thing. I think people would. I think it would be a cute season to do season 6 on the road. Like, have us perform at different shows in different places, and and see how we do. Like, say we go to Miami and we perform. We spend a week in Miami. You film us hanging out in Miami practicing
and
for the
then y'all stay
show.
in a house together for like a day while y'all out there performing.
Right.
Natalie gonna sue y'all. Chasing the South. I just better get my credit from when y'all use that name. That's all. Just give me my
Cause it's no
25%.
shade. We know, I know people in New York, so I can get us booked in performing in New York. Oliver knows people. We know people in LA, so well, people have to be able to fly out there, but you get what I'm saying. So it could happen. It's a lot, but it could happen, and I think that would be cute to see Chasing a Beat, a season of Chasing Reality. Be us coming together and actually having to work on projects in different places.
I think that should be like a little spin-off, like Chasing the South.
Never know.
Chasing the South, the tour. Just
You
something
never know.
so what's in the store for Rico Cassadine? Like, what music do you have coming out? What do you want us to be open, and what do you want us to look out for? Look out for.
Well, I was supposed to be dropping a pre-sale for my new EP that's supposed to be coming out, Young King, but I had to go back and rework some of the songs because there was a person on a song that I had to take off because of things that happened. So I had to take them off my song, so it pushed my project back a little bit. So my project will be dropping August 26th. The title is
Okay.
Young King. It's featuring Seven Deep, Oliver Twist. Uh,
Wait, was the person you take off a singer?
no, they were a rapper.
Oh, because I was about to say I'm a singer, but it ain't about me.
Yeah, and they were on the show too. So, but they had to be taken off of a song.
I think
Um,
I know who you're talking about,
yeah,
but I'm not gonna say the
they
name.
didn't come to my listening party also. So they were removed from the song. So I had to get the song remastered and reworked because I had to take them off. But the project features Seven Deep, Oliver Twist, Black Fairy, Goddess Mikey, and Ike Array. And the video for me is going to be dropping the same day the project comes out. So the video for me is dropping August 26th, and we're actually doing a little surprise twist for the video. So I'm excited for y'all to see the twist in the new version of the song that we did. We redid the song and it sounds beautiful, and I can't wait. And other than that, I have the Mister season 3 dropping in October or December, in the fall. I can say the fall. I don't know exactly what month.
How's that been for you? Because you also are an actor too.
Yes, I have thoroughly enjoyed going back to the acting roots. I hadn't been in front of the camera for like a year until we started back filming. This season, I'm actually having a sex scene which season two I had a sex scene. I actually did a nude scene season two. But this season I'm actually enjoying the character a lot more because he's a lot more fluent, a lot more freer. He's in a newer relationship. So I'm excited for that.
What's the show
And
called?
huh?
What's the show called again?
The Mister.
The Mister, because I seen clips of it on Instagram.
Yes, it's the Mister on watchactv.com. You can download it's an app that you can get ACTV, the app. You can watch
ACTV, that sounds familiar. Who owns that?
Wesley Henderson.
Is that the Wesley that used to do the Bad Girls Club interviews?
Yes.
Oh, he got his own app.
Yes.
Oh,
So you gotta
that's
check that out.
good.
You gotta check that app out. I've been working with him for a while now. I'm going on the year 4 now working with him. So this is season 3. It's everything. It's everything.
I'm gonna have to watch it. And I mean that
And
I'm not even trying to sit here just to gas you up. I may have to watch that.
yeah, you're gonna see a I love my character. My character name is Jesse. He's kind of like me, but I always say I'm equal and he's Dixie Crystal. He gay. I'm just gay. He gay. So I get to be a little bit more.
Like Uncle Clifford type.
Yes, I get to be Uncle Clifford. And it's fun, like it's so much fun just being able to say what I want to. And God, Jesse is the character I like to play. And Jesse got a man. Now, Jesse got a man in every season. And Jesse be being fine, man. I be like, something, me and my co-stars be talking. Me and my co-stars be sisters. But when we get in this camera and we be taking pictures and be in the bed and stuff, I am like, girl, we do make a cute couple, no shade. But I
Mm-mm.
love playing the character. Like when you watch the season, you can watch the first 2 seasons. I think the whole first 2 seasons are on YouTube. So you just type in the Mister web series or type in Rico the Mister, and it should pop up, and you'll see the first seasons. He just got the sex scenes edited out, so you just won't see the sex scenes. But if you download the app and you subscribe, you can see all the sex scenes we do have. I am nude in season 2. I am butt bookie ass naked having sex. Um,
Oh boy, that ain't nothing.
well, for me it was because to be fair, it's like you don't really get to see plus size boys put in that light like that. So it was a big deal for me. Um, but
Have
yeah,
you
the see,
seen Stars?
yeah, but Uncle Clifford came after me. I was
It ain't
already
just
ass
him.
up, face down, ass up before Uncle Clifford. But
Child.
it's fun. You got to check it out. But Young King
You are
drops
not as
August.
big as you think you are. I
Everybody,
don't think you're as big as what I've seen. Like you a little hefty, but you're not as big.
thank you. But you tell the men I want to talk to that don't happen like that. But it's okay though. I enjoy being a thick boy. I feel like I'm cute. Um, but Young King drops August 26th. The Mister drops this fall. I'm actually working on apparel. I have my own website that has its own merch, theprinceofthesouth.com. You can go to my YouTube account, click my bio, it'll take you to the website. I got t-shirts, flip-flops, all kinds of stuff. I got my It's Giving
Y'all be
Perk 30 shirt.
working like
Right.
y'all too talented to be in the drama, like Mama Twig said. I'm gonna bring that up real quick, but I'm not gonna bring it up because I already know what happened. I ain't gonna, you know, you took ownership of that. How did you feel about the message because of what Oliver Twist was saying about he felt like nobody had his back, and then you felt some type of way, and then he explained himself, and y'all just agreed to agree or disagree. You got off the live, and his mom Twist came up was like, she said what she said, and were you listening to the message that she was saying because the message she was saying after I was in tune because she said something that stuck out to me. Stop inviting, and I don't think she was talking about you. I can't even know who she was kind of talking about, but she was just like, stop inviting all these different spirits into your house. She said, also said, because this is me, I don't roll with a motherfucker. Everybody gotta stand out in front of me so I can see who the fuck is who, so I can make my way through who. What did you take from that? Because for me, that just snapped me right back into reality. I'm like, she
I
right.
mean, Mama Tweaks always gives great advice. And I mean, I talked to her after that too. We talked in the inbox and she said she was disappointed about the situation. But I explained to her that, I mean, I'm human. I feel some type of way. And, I could have handled it better. And that's how things go. Sometimes we don't. But I listened to what she said, and I totally understood what she said about we're too talented to be doing this. We would benefit more working together than working against each other. And her whole thing is, I know it's a web show, and I know it's reality. But at the end of the day, we still need to come together. We still need to pray. We still need to watch who we invite around us and into our spaces. And that's true because people are. I definitely watch more closely now who I hang around with because of this newfound, liking from people. I have to be very careful because you don't know who's there for what purposes. And Mama Twix always drops knowledge. She knows that Bible and she does not play about it. She lets us know.
It's not even just the knowing the Bible. It's just the fact that knowing the world for what it is and the reality of what's going on. Like
Hmm.
some people don't. I'm one of them people. I just say what it really is. Like I don't say it as an asshole, but I just say it as like let me just like like sis, you do look like you was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I would say it. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, well, you was wrong and da da da. Like no, because it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And
Right.
the way that she said it, I definitely learned from that even more, and that kind of made my awareness just stay up there, But I understand she was trying to protect her son because I'm gonna be honest with you, not to make this about Oliver, but I do feel like there was some comments that I wasn't really quite fond of because Oliver has been presenting some people with opportunities. I mean, y'all all could present each other with opportunities, but I don't know who got the connections more to go further. Oliver's the only one that I know of that could. I mean, I think some people I know got more connections on that side too. You may have some connections on that side too. So, it's just like, but I ain't kissing nobody ass. I don't care who you are. I don't really give a fuck who you are. As long as you respect me, I respect you. But I definitely got that message because I do feel like this whole cast needs to come back next season. I feel like they should add three new newbies. And some people that was main cast should be bumped down to like part-time on call. Like
Cause I
Rico
was
not
about to say
coming in, so you
it
go
was 12 of us. So you talking about you want 15 people?
well 15 new main people, but keep the other people like on call. Okay, Rico ain't coming in for this scene, so you can come in this scene and just come for the whole ensemble casting call, like where all y'all show up. Like throw a little spice in it. You know what I'm saying? But I had a couple questions, and I'm not gonna keep you here long. I asked this about everybody. Would you do an all-star season? An all-star season of not just people from the Chase and Reality Brand, but from G Status, ATL, the Come Up New York, the Come Up Atlanta, On the Way Up Atlanta. What else shows is out there? Real Hot Boys of Houston that's now gone. If you were all thrown, 10 people in a house or on a show, would you do it? Because
Yes.
you actually earned your stripe as, because you're actually one of the fan favorites.
I just was me. And I just tell people, bitch, I just be me. But I would love it. I would love to work with. I would love to be even considered with some of those people because there are some people that are in this YouTube world or in this reality YouTube world that are like royalty, and bitch to be compared to some of them and be liked and respected by them. Heck yeah, I would love to work with them.
Right, because I've been preaching this over and over and over. I told Reese and well, Reese can only do so much, to be fair. But Reese has his connections. But I told Reese, I told Karan, and if I ever get a hold of Andario, I'ma scream it to his face and I'ma get on KO. Y'all need to drop whatever little bitterness y'all got of each other. Come together, take y'all big YouTube checks, 'cause we know we're getting paid them checks. I feel like y'all should be getting paid for this shit. Like seriously. Make a all-star season happen. I'm telling you, y'all gonna get views through the roofs like Chasing Reality and G Status and the Come Up has never had before. All y'all in one room. Imagine you in the same room with Chance, O'Neal, King Payne, Andre, let's say Reese G, Troy, Dre Simber, Sherrod, Akeem, Scott Valentine, Devon.
Baby, that would be a
Imagine
good
that.
mix, baby. You talk about some shit gonna be thrown around, but bitch, I ain't gonna lie. I think just me, Devon, Hakeem, Dre Simber, who else?
I said O'Neal, Chance,
Chance,
uh, Reese G,
Reese.
let's say Trey Howard, King Payne, Andre, hell, Montel from the Come Up New York,
I feel like the Millie B maybe. I
who?
don't know if Millie B is from uh the Circle New York. He's like one of the big antagonists on the
Oh yeah, I
Circle New
forgot
York.
about that. Some people from the Circle New York City too. Like
When
you
I
know,
tell you, when I tell you that cast alone, I would be the Rico with a K. I would be the peacemaker out of that. I would be the one that would be the kumbaya because them hoes on their own gonna fuck up everything by themselves.
I said y'all lucky y'all don't work at Zeus. Because if I had strings to pull at Zeus, you really think I'd be sitting here right now? I would have been pulling the Natalie real fucking quick. Hell, I would have probably had her help me produce this shit. Like, well, no, because she played too much and she schemed too much. But probably
No,
Jason Lee is better bit.
I would
But
be I would be even excited to do a Chasing Atlanta All Stars.
I feel like an all star with everybody from the web series. Like I can even have a picture Carl in the mix.
He always in the mix now.
Cause y'all will get the views up because it's so many different personalities, so many different talents. Y'all can learn from each other while y'all take each other's heads off. Like them views is gonna go. I promise you, if it was like 10 of y'all on the same show, or let's say 11, just for shits and giggles, the first episode will probably have over 300 to 400,000 views. By the end of the season, it will probably have like over 600,000.
Cause no shade, it's
Because
gonna be a
all the
good
favorites
season.
is on there. All the favorites is on there. So
No,
they're always giving Zeus.
and no shade, it will be a good season. Cause I know for a fact, shit, three of them alone gonna turn the fuck up first day.
But let's just wait till at least if I get on the show, so that y'all can throw me in the mix for season 2. No, but I'd rather be the host. Um, so speaking of, do you see yourself doing anything else, like any other shows, like working with Zeus, working with VH1?
Well, I have been doing extra work. I've been working on a lot of background work. I just got done filming doing background work on this country show that's coming out soon where it's about a country singer and she's becoming famous and all this kind of stuff. So I was doing audience work and security, being a security guard on that show. I'm doing a lot of background stuff, but I'm actually want to get into doing, start doing more mainstream work, like start going out for roles and stuff. So I do plan on trying to make that happen this year. Just try my best and see what I can get done.
Hmm. I feel that. So, do I have any more questions? So, is it likely that you're returning back for season 6?
I told Dario if he needs me, he can have me whenever he want. I am stuck. I am in Dario's juice until Dario don't want to use me no more. So if he wants me back, I will gladly come back with no problem.
I hope he do, because Dario got a beautiful brand on his hand, and I hope he don't stop. I
I
really
can't wait
hope.
to see. I would love to see what a season 6 gives. I would love to see who's coming back.
I feel like they should bring back the OGs from like. I think We Were Born should definitely come back. I feel like they should probably add Dre Simmer on that. Let him, because he is a very good addition to it. I feel like they should bring the same cast back along with the people that I just mixed with. And I feel like Sky Valentine should come back and do like some scenes here and there. and let's see how that goes.
I would love if I could be a part of a cast with, if I had a suggestion. I would love We Were Born to come back. I would
They need
love
to.
for King Royal to come back. Um who else? I would love Sky to come back. I would love Dre to be in the mix. I would love Lyric to come back. I would love Oliver to stay. And Troy. I would love, like, bring a season where, me, Willa, Oliver, Kendra, and Wayne be mixed in with some of the oldies, like We Were Born and all them.
Like we were born Sky and Dre Simber and um I'm trying to grab everybody. Like I could see a key probably coming in and out of that. Some people from season one. Cameron's gone. Um I could see Ike coming back too.
Yeah. I would love to see the newbies that, made their mark this year and be mixed in with,
Like oldies versus newbies, or old or newbies meets oldies.
yeah,
Season six. That actually is a good idea.
to give just a new dynamic, a fresh take. You got fresh faces that intrigue you season 5, and you got fan favorites that y'all miss being put together, and let's see how they all work out.
Right. Hopefully, if I get a reach on them, I'm definitely I'm gonna get to them. But it has been really, really, really fun. I'm just getting back into this interview. It's been like 4 months I ain't spoke to none of y'all.
Oh wow.
I thank you so much. This is one of my favorite interviews. We laughed.
Oh,
It was
you.
exactly how I thought it was gonna be. I'm glad I get to do my Rico Cassadine impersonations for you for the first time. Was I spot on?
Yes,
I was, because I'm just like, oh, well, ain't this some shit right here? Like,
that's
Dad, you done
me.
got
That's
yourself into
definitely
some
me.
shit. I could do a good impersonation of everybody. But it was really, really, really good talking to you. I can't wait to see what's in store for you. We follow each other on Instagram. I support you. You support me, you know. We got each other's numbers, so I'm gonna stay in
Yes,
touch. And I'm gonna try to make it back out to the A.
yes. Def come during the winter time, because we don't have a winter. It just be cool and rainy all the time.
I'll take that over what the hell I stepped into when I went out there.
That's why I don't
So,
come outside during the spring or summertime.
hmm But anyway, it was really, really good talking to you. Like I said, I'll stay in touch. I'll reach out to you. I got your number. You know, we can stay in touch. Thank you so much for taking the time out
Oh,
to
thank
talk
you
to
for
me
having me.
finally. You are wonderful, and I mean that. You are very talented, and don't you let them get you down,
I
because I
won't.
definitely see you going somewhere.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I mean, thank you for having me on your platform. Thank you for thinking about me. Really, I really am thankful for everybody who's rock with me so far. Just be on the lookout for everything I got coming up. The Mister, my EP drops August 26th. I got an apparel line coming out that I'm working on. I'm working on
I
a
like that.
fragrance. I'm working on a fragrance.
Girl, if you need any
Um,
brand ambassadors, I brand ambassadors. So you know I'm already brand ambassador for
Right.
two of my best
Hey,
friends.
I'm really trying to do my big one as an entrepreneur, and just put out some good stuff. I want to eventually write a book. I want to eventually do my own pilot for a show. I just don't want to be a typical rapper. I just want to spread my wings and try to do everything and see what I'm good at. So just be on the lookout for Rico Castle. I'm coming. I'm working hard.
Mhm. So y'all can follow. Where can they follow you at?
You can follow me as Rico Cassadine. That's RICO_CASSADINE on all platforms. That's YouTube, that's Instagram, that's Twitter, freak Twitter. I don't got one yet, but we don't never know how this economy might go. I might be on OnlyFans soon. You never know. So just
Shit, I'm about to be right up behind you at this point with
right,
some
because
feet
the way
photos,
gas
cause
prices is, and everything going on, I might have to pop some boochie cat for a little change. So we never know what might happen. So y'all just be on the lookout. But it's Rico Cassadine on all platforms.
and y'all know where to follow me. Y'all know what DMs to stay out of.
Right.
But it's been a pleasure. You know, I'm gonna text you, reach out to you.
Okay, I'll be looking for it.
Okay, signing off. Thanks for
Bye,
talking with
y'all.
me.